Alright guys, you are looking at the next baby pattern we are going to be doing from redheart.com. It is LW4221 and this is called Little Linda's or Lydia's Lindy's, I believe. I think I can't hardly see it here with the light. Aviator's hat. It is so cute. I love these caps, and I thought I would do this one with you. It is calling for a skein of Redheart gray heather and soft white. You can use what you like. And it is calling for a 5.5mm hook to get this size. This hat, I believe, says if you actually can do this hat in a couple different sizes. So I will determine which size we will be doing this in. It says a 6, 7, or 8 inch. So, and that does not include the ear flaps. So, once I come back on tutorial here after giving this introduction, we will decide which size we will be doing together. So, go ahead and get your materials. You can also do this for a little girl. It doesn't have to be for a little boy. It depends on, you know, whatever colors you choose. But I will be doing it for a little boy. I will show you my colors and everything. So go ahead and get whatever colors you choose to use. You will also need to have 2 buttons that are about a 3/4 to an inch big in, you know, the millimeter size. And you will need a yarn needle and some yarn thread as well. So grab everything you need and I will meet you back up. And also grab this pattern on any device and follow along with me and I will meet you back up. Alright guys, I have got my white in Redheart and I have my, I'm actually doing a gray mix. It is called Dove. It has some dark grays, light grays, charcoal grays, and it almost in comparison looks like a little bit of a grayish purple, but I really wouldn't classify it as a purple, but that's the shade that I'm going to be using. These are my buttons of choice. They have a little bit of a bluish gray tint, and then I have some white thread that I will be using as well. So I think I'm going to stick to the size 6 size hat. That is the smallest. So let's begin this project, and you are welcome to do any size you would like, but if you are following along with me, the size that we will be doing on this video, and the only instructions that I will be given is for the size 6. So what we need to do is start with the main color, which is going to be the gray, and you are going to start with an adjustable ring. Okay, so let's bring this in. So everybody knows how to do the adjustable ring by now. So let's bring that under and we will start working our stitches. So what you want to do is you want to now chain 1, which does not count as a stitch at all. So you want to do 10 half double crochet into our ring. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and close that ring up some, 9, and 10. Now you can go ahead and close it up the rest of the way. That's going to form our beginning circle. Okay, and now you're going to join with a slip stitch into the first half double crochet, not that chain 1, okay? So you want to join up right into that half double. And it gives you a perfect circle there. Alright, so you should have 10 half double crochet here. Now round 2, you'll chain up 1 and you're going to do 2 half double crochet around in each stitch. So you're going to start with the one you're in. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So doubling those stitches and increasing in each one around gives you a total of 20 stitches. Alright, so now you're not going to join into that chain 1. You're going to join into that very first half double crochet. Alright, so that is round 2. Now round 3, you're going to chain 1. And you're going to do 2 half double crochet in the next stitch and half double crochet in the next. So you're going to do that 10 times. It's going to give you a total of 30 half double crochet. Okay, so 2 in the next. So 1, 2, and then 1 in the next. 2 in the next. 1 in the next. 2 in the next. 1 in the next. Alright, you do this pattern around and make sure you have 30 stitches, and I'll meet you up at the end. Alright guys, we've gone all the way around. You should now have, well, you should have that one in that last stitch. So we're going to join up now. We should have 30 stitches. Now for round 4, you want to chain up 1, and you're going to do 2 half double crochet into this first stitch. So this is 2 half doubles here. Then you're going to do a half double in the next 2. Okay? And you're going to do that all the way around. Basically it says 10 times or all the way around. So the next one gets 2. And then you're going to do a half double in the next 2. And then the next one gets 2. And then you're going to do 1 in each of the next 2. So don't get confused. Then the next stitch is an increase, so do 2 in that one. And then you're going to do 1 in the next one, 1 in the next one. Basic form of increases, so if you're doing this pattern you should know these already. So here's your increase stitch, and then 1 in each of the next 2. Get in there. Okay, and then increase here, and then 1 in each of the next 2. Increase in this stitch, and 1 in each of the next 2. And I really like these gray combination here. I even wear a lot of gray, so I love gray. It's a relaxed, in my opinion, a relaxed, sophisticated look, if that makes any sense. Okay, so we're just going to continue this pattern around. And any of you that make hats or make lots of hats, this is no different. You're just going to do this same procedure. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so you worked that, so let's do 2 half doubles here. Now let's count. We should have 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 and 7, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Alright, so now you want to join up to that beginning half double crochet there. Oops, that's not right. Get it in that correct stitch. And this is what you're going to have at the end of round 4. Now round 5 is basically the same. All you're going to be doing is ending up with 10 more half doubles, so it's going to end up with 50. So you're just going to do 2 half doubles in the first stitch, and you're just going to continue your increasing at this point. So 2 half doubles in the first stitch, if I can make my stitches work out right, and then you're going to do a half double in the next 3. Okay, and then you're going to do your increase in the next one. So 2 in this next one. Okay, then a half double in each of the next 3. Increase in the next one. Then a half double in the next 3. Alright, so continue that pattern around and I will meet you back up. Everybody, we are at the end of round 5, so you should have 50 half double crochet. Now if you're following along on the instructions, it does say for size toddler only, you're going to do the next row, which is going to give you 55 half double crochet, which we're not doing that size. And then it gives you another note for the child size only, that gives you 60. So we're not doing that one, but just making you aware that those notes are there. Now the next note is for all sizes. Now for the next 8 rows, because we are doing the baby size, which is going to be the smallest one, for the next 8 rounds, what you're going to do is you're going to chain up 1, and you're going to half double crochet in each stitch around. Okay, so you're just going to maintain your 50 half double crochet. So you're going to half double crochet in 50 stitches around, and then you're going to get back to the beginning of each of these rows and slip stitch. You're going to chain up 1, and then you're just going to go half double crochet around again. Now for this baby cap or aviator hat, you are going to do this for 8 rounds and build up the body. And you see it's a really small one because we're doing it for the actual baby one. I haven't done anything for a small baby in a while, so I wanted to do this for a small baby. But like I said, you have 3 other options there, and I'm sure you can have at least a 4th option based on the yarn and the hook size you choose to use. If you wanted to go a little bit bigger, you can work with that. So this is all you're going to do, is just half double crochet all the way around. And this is actually counted as your first of 8 rounds. I'm working this first one with you. And it's going to be a little tiny one. And for this first row, I would encourage you to count to make sure that you maintained your 50 half double crochet. That way you don't knock off the rest of your 7 rows if you are off by a stitch. Okay, so we're at the end of the row here. So you're just going to slip stitch in the beginning. Okay, you'll chain up 1 And then what you're going to do is you're going to half double crochet in the beginning one. Then you're just going to, let me make that a little tighter right there. And you're just going to go again. So this is going to be my second row of my 8. Okay? And you can put yourself a stitch marker there if you have problems keeping up with your rows. So just go around until you have done 8 rows of half double crochet. Once I have completed mine, I will meet you back up and we will start the next section of our Aviator baby cap. Alright guys, after we have done our 8 rows, you are going to join up. So just join up like normal and do your slip stitch. Okay, so you're not going to fasten off here. We're going to go right into doing the ear flaps. So the first thing you want to do is you want to chain up 2. And then this is not going to count as a stitch, okay? So you want to do a half double crochet into the next 6. So 1. Sorry, let's go into that first stitch actually, the one we're in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so what you want to do there is leave the remaining stitches unworked, and for rows 2 and 3 you're going to chain up 2 and you're going to turn, and you're going to do a half double crochet in each stitch across. Okay, so you're going to go into the first stitch here and do a half double. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, so you're going to have that, and you're going to do that for row 3 as well. So chain up 2 and turn, and half double crochet in the next 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And keep in mind, newborn babies' ears are not that big, so these are going to be tiny. So now what you're going to do is fasten that off now. Just knot that up real good. And then you're just going to weave that end in, okay? And I will be right back with you, and we'll work on the next step. Alright guys, so now we're going to start working the forehead flap. So what you want to do is turn your cap here where your ear flap is on your right side, and what you're going to do is skip the first 3 unworked stitches here, and then you're going to join your color, and in my case this is white. So you're going to join it in the 4th unworked stitch, and then what you're going to do is do a chain 1, and then you're going to be working in the front loops only. So single crocheting the same as the joined, so that's what I did. And then you're going to single crochet in the next 15, but remember you're only doing it in the front loops, okay? So you're going to be doing 15 in the front loops only. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now the reason you're doing it in the front loops is because once you get this beanie all worked up, or this cap worked up, what's going to happen is that's going to give it a ridge to where it's going to actually want to fold upward and you will see that more once this project is complete. So you're going to leave these stitches unworked. So what you're going to do now is you're going to chain 1 and turn. Okay, and you're going to work rows 2 through 8. You're going to single crochet in each stitch across. Okay, so and it doesn't really specify here, so I think what you're just going to do is work in both loops here. So you're just going to go rows 2 through 8 and single crochet in these stitches. So you're just going to single crochet all the way across, and you should be maintaining your 16 stitches. So again, you're just going to be making the entire forehead flap here, which gives it the aviator look and its total cuteness, might I add. I love these little caps. They're so adorable. Okay, so you just go all the way across here. It's a little tricky getting in the beginning. There are the end ones here. Make sure you get into that end one. Okay, then you're just going to chain 1, and you're going to turn, and you'll go back and do it again. Alright, so you will just want to do rows 2 through 8, and I will be back with you. Once you get your 8 done, you'll fasten off, and I will meet you back here, and then we'll go to the next row. Alright guys, I'm back, and I did the forehead flap, fasten that off. So then what you're going to do now is turn that back around, and you're going to now work on the second ear flap. So we're going to add back, in my case, the gray, and you're going to skip 3 unworked stitches, so 1, 2, 3, and you're going to join your yarn back with a slip stitch. Okay, and what you're going to do here is do a chain 1, and you're going to do rows 1 through 3 the same as you did them on the first ear flap. So actually chain up 2. I'm sorry about that. And then what you're going to do is work your 6 half doubles. So go into the first one and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now you want to chain up 2 and turn, and then you're going to repeat that row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and do it one more time. So chain up 2 and turn, and do 6 half double crochet again across. Very simple. Alright, so that's our last one. So you could trim that little tail there if you have any left. And go ahead and fasten that off. Pull it through. And you have your second little ear flap. So this is what you're looking at so far. Okay, so now what you're going to be doing is you want to sew in all of your ends, and then you're going to be working on some border. So go ahead and sew in all your ends, and then when I come back we'll get our border going, and then that will be the final step, other than we will then place our buttons, and then we'll have this little guy completed. So put in all of your ends, get those woven in, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now we're back. You need to attach your gray color or whatever color your base color is to the back in between the two ear flaps with just a slip stitch and a single crochet in the same stitch. So you see I'm in between, and then we're just going to work our way around with a single crochet in each stitch. And you are also going to go around the forehead flap, which is the white, with this color. And we're just going to go all the way around, and then when you get to the sides of the forehead flap and the ear flaps, it's just going to be a tad bit different, not much, and I'll explain. So when you get to the sides right here where there's not really stitches, you're going to put 2 in the end of each row. Okay, so just go into that corner there, and then you have basically your 2 rows here. You're going to put 2 single crochet in the end of that row and 2 in the end of this row. So you're just going to have a total of 4 single crochet on each end. So you're making your own stitch. Okay, and then you're just going to go through and continue on the ends, the rest of the stitch. Okay, because that's just going to kind of give it a roundness. And then when you get here, you're going to do the same thing. Put 2 here, and then you're going to put 2 here. Okay, and then you're going to put 1 at the bottom. And then you're just going to keep going in your stitches. And then that's just going to bring you back down to your row. Okay, and when you get to your forehead flap, you're just going to single crochet in each end of the single crochet rows. So basically you had 8 rows, so you're just going to put 8 single crochet evenly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and then you're just going to put 1 in the corner to round it, and then you're back on track up here at the top. And then you'll just keep going. And single crochet around. Alright, so you're just going to keep going around and doing the same thing on all sides. And I'm going to meet you up at the end when you join back to the very back of the cap here. And then I will meet you back up and we'll put the buttons on. Alright guys, so once you have fastened off and everything's good there, what you want to do is take your flap here and you want to fold it up like where you have your ridge here, and it just kind of automatically will go up. I've got 1 button in place to just show you. You fold this up where about you want it to be, and don't worry because your little flap here will give a little bit. If you want it up a little further, you can do that where a little bit of the gray shows, or if you don't, you can put it way down here. I made it just a little bit to where it'll give a little bit, and I did put 1 button in place, that way I have a little bit to go by as I'm showing you. So, and I did go down a size in my button because I did do the smaller Aviator cap. So I went down to a smaller button. So I did put 1 into place. So what you want to do is figure out where you're going to fold your flap at most of the time. So then I put my button there. So then I'm going to align my second button. And I used the white thread. Sometimes I'm very anal about colors. So I used the white thread because I used white in the flap, and it's going to kind of set off the button as well. So you hold your button in place, and don't be too anal about that if it moves a little bit on you, because like I said, it'll give you a little bit of room anyway. So leave yourself a little bit of a tail under there and grab that up. And like I said, don't be anal about that. It's just fine. So then you just want to sew that button on. And buttons are not a big deal at all to sew on. I just periodically do go through the process. You know, I do have young followers as well, and sometimes I'll give lessons on things that I'm sure that will help them as well. Okay, so you just do your crisscross, and if you don't want to crisscross the yarn or thread, you can also do the little box shape where you kind of go in a box instead of an X. So it's up to you, whatever design you like. And then you just make you about 3-4 passes, whatever you feel comfortable with. Because, you know, the project also, however many passes you make depends on the project you're doing. Now, if it's something that you're going to be removing, like the little aviator cap here, sometimes you're going to remove the flap, you know, sometimes you're not. Depends on how many passes I'll do. If it's something that you're going to be, you know, putting more bearings on the buttons, then yes, I will make 4 passes. Most of the times I will do 3. If it's something that generally you're not going to really put a lot of strain on, then I'll just do 3. But I don't generally do less than 3 when it comes to buttons. So anyway, so we'll make this last one here. Okay. Then I'll go down here inside. I'll take this off, and then I will tie this twice. And then I will just cut this down. Okay? And then what you do is just pass your button through, loosen up that buttonhole a little bit, because most of the time it's going to be a little tight until you get that button worked in there once. Okay. Like I said, till you get it in there once. There we go. And that's it for your little aviator beanie. And again, just you'll have to go through and trim up a little bit maybe. And that's it. Your little aviator beanie for a newborn or close to being a newborn baby. And it's so, so cute. And the colors are beautiful. I really love this mixed gray color. Okay guys, so that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next video guys, happy hooking.